From T.O. to Below. From the block to the rock. It's BLK's Unsigned Hype with your Cold Spring cousin, DT.
It's 93.7 WBLK. BLK's Unsigned Hype. It's your Cold Spring cousin, DT. And I am in the building. And on the phone, I got with me an artist that is set to blow up. And I get a chance to not only break some of his music and actually introduce him to the Buffalo, New York area, the Western New York area. I got Bishop Lamont on the phone. Bishop, you there?
Yeah, of course I'm here, Pimp. What's happening, man?
How you doing, man?
I'm doing lovely. Shouts out to the whole NY, man.
All right. Let me get people caught up now. Bishop Lamont is signed to Aftermath. Why don't you tell me a little bit about that whole situation right now? You with Aftermath, and you got your project coming up. Update us and introduce us.
We at the highest altitude, so you got a lot of people from the outside looking in, and they be dreaming and fantasizing about such a situation. But it's such a serious situation. The circumstances in it, it's the biggest corporate monster you got out there. Yeah. So it takes a lot to maintain. Your position is such an altitude. So I always tell cats, don't think this is overnight, and don't think because I'm signed, it ain't harder work to deal with and harder levels to reach. And then the politics is such on an astronomical level, it gives you serious migraines. Believe that.
Well, before you got signed with Aftermath, what was it like? What was the struggle like? What was the turning point in your career? Because I read somewhere that you was an artist, like really into drawing and sketching and stuff. Was that kind of
I was like, man, I used to carry the sketch pads, through middle school, till like probably 10th grade high school. But at the same time, I was freestyling and writing poetry, writing little stories and stuff, and it just it transformed into rhyming. But I really wanted to work for Marvel, or Image. Like, my favorite dudes was like Todd McFarlane and Rob Liefeld, So that was my thing. And then all of a sudden, music just took over. So you never know really where you're going to end up. I was thinking of working for Disney or something. It's crazy how you end up doing what you didn't imagine you was going to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Now, what was the turning point? At what point did you switch from that and start to get into music?
Man, I don't know. It was like it just happened, man. Something switched in the head, and the hand stopped wanting to use pastels and pens and ink or pencil, and wanted to start writing rhymes. Man, I only wanted to hear break beats. I only wanted to be rhyming. I only wanted to be in the studio, and it wasn't a thing where I just consciously said I'm going to be a rapper. It was like, this keeps the ghost out my skull, and it keeps me out of trouble, to keep me from getting killed, to keep me from doing ignorant things, and it's a great release. You know what I'm saying? And it just happened. I never took it serious, though. That's the funny part. I was doing construction work and everything else, and just looked at that as the outlet after I get off work and want to clear my brain and go to my man DJ Butter's basement and just spin records, DJing and freestyle. You know what I mean? A cipher. So it's crazy, man, how stuff turns out.
And what was that grind like? Before you got with Dre, with Aftermath, how many different projects did you work on? What did you put out? Mixtapes and collabs?
It wasn't even about mixtapes. I was doing street team for basically all your major labels, not getting paid. I was interning. I was working in mail rooms. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I was doing stunt work on videos. That's how I first met Busta a long time ago. I was hanging out for buildings and stuff, man, crashing cars. And you name it. You can see some whack Master P movies and see me in them. Seriously, I was paying my dues, and P told me love. Shout out to P, man. So, yeah. It was a lot of grind, a lot of hustle. I worked on videos so I could learn how videos could work. At the same time, getting that under my belt of understanding how videos work, so it's time for me to do videos. I'm an ace with it, but also just to meet people and pay my dues. So I paid them on different levels. I was production assistant, I was driver, you know what I'm saying? I was go for this, go for that. So, people always think all I got to do is put a demo together, get a cool MySpace page, do a few shows, and I'm going to get on. It don't work that way. I've been doing this, since a wee cat, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. A young cat, since 13. Getting into the professional level at 16 and doing every odd job, you know what I'm saying? Working in studios for studio time and not getting paid, but I want studio time because studio time was crazy expensive. And now here we are again in the greater recession. It's even more expensive to be able to afford that when you got to keep the lights on at home and mom and dad ain't trying to hear that, or mom ain't trying to hear that. So, people got to take that into consideration. It's a long haul, and it don't stop.
How did you segue? How did you get to meet Dre, and how did you get on with Aftermath? How did that happen?
That's all Jesus, homie, and that's all relationships. That's from putting in that grind, you know what I mean, and building those relationships. It was times where, doing All-Star Weekend when it was out here in L.A. a couple of years back, me and a man named Adam Favors from Interscope. Shout out to Adam Favors. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know him well out there. He in them streets. But We went from every hotel, you know, hanging G-Unit at the time. The first Unit album was coming out, hanging G-Unit things on the doorknobs, you know what I'm saying, and slide my CDs under the door. Mind you, I use all my construction money and hustle money to press up those CDs, but I had to give them away for free because it's like, who are you to be trying to charge niggas, you know, $5, $6, $7, whatever it is? It's like, yo, you got to make a name for yourself and give before you get. So we went from floor to floor, the W, the Marriott, the Hyatt, you name it, All-Star Weekend, making sure everybody got one of them joints, even if they threw them on the ground or when they came in their room, they seen them, was like, what is this trash? His name Bishop Lamont, and it would start to register. So it's a lot of angles I use. Then doing the mailroom and Interscope, we be putting the, you know, the right records in there and slide my mixtape in with them too. You gotta think from the angles for real.
Yeah,
you gotta use the system because ultimately the system's gonna use you.